Hello, my astrology friends and family. Thank you for joining me and Krasi, our sidereal astrologer, who will be talking for the month of December, the big month, because this month is changing everything. This year, we've had many big months, but this one will be something out there. I mean, all astrologers are talking about it, and now we're going to look at it from the perspective of sidereal astrology. We're going to talk, Krasi is going to talk about the eclipses that are coming and about the great Saturn Jupiter conjunction, which is very rare, the way it's happening now, because they will look like one star. So, Krasi, hello.
Yes, Wada, hello everyone. Yes, thanks for watching us. Indeed, yes, this month is December will be really very interesting. We will have the Jupiter Saturn conjunction, which is happening for both zodiacs, of course, on the 21st of December. Actually, at the moment of Jupiter entering Sidereal Capricorn, the conjunction, even not in exact degree, is already taking place. It's already valid. So we will be seeing changes already from the beginning of December. But like Wada said, this conjunction is exceptional. Actually, you know, Wada, there is one version of the Bethlehem star which brought Jesus Christ. There are many versions. Some ancient astrologers would say that Venus, specific Helioca rise of Venus, was the Bethlehem star. Other texts are saying that Jupiter and Saturn made conjunction and they looked, as you just said, as one star, which means that they have specific declination, and then they would be really not exactly conjoined on the sky, but from our perspective, they would look like one star.
And
What
that's very rare because Jupiter Saturn conjunct every 20 years, but not every 20 years they look like they're exactly on top of
yes.
each other. Some years they'll look like Jupiter is here, Saturn is here, and like, oh, it's a conjunction, but this time they're so close, just like scientists and astronomers calculated that happened when Jesus Christ was born. And that means, and it was in the constellation of Pisces, and the Jewish lands are ruled by Pisces. This is how the Magi and the astronomers found Jesus Christ through that star, because they say constellation of Pisces, Saturn Jupiter conjunction means a king is born, a very high initiate when they look like one star. And they said, well, a king is born in the lands of Jerusalem and the lands of the Jewish people, and they headed there not knowing where exactly, but I believe that was the star. But sorry to interrupt. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
no, exactly. That is, yes, probably. There are other versions on the Heliacophasis of Venus, but yes. So what I understood now, astronomically, they will be so near that the distance will be only 6 minutes, not even 1 degree, particle of a degree, 6 minutes, the same distance, a bit bigger, 14 minutes they had in 1961 or 1962. And I think, well, we need to research exactly what events this brought. However, the ancient authors, great authors like Abu Mashar, everyone knows Abu Mashar, the Jewish Arabian. So Abu Mashar was like obsessed with researching Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. And what he said, always revolutions. Apart from the fact that this year they will look like one star, but always he says, there will be
Even when
revolution.
it's not exact conjunction, it still brings a revolution. Imagine now when they're on top of each other, what's coming.
Yes, and prophets are being born, he's saying, but revolutions, changes of regimes. And only remember 20 years ago, 2020, remember 1980, in the 80s, marked from the same conjunction what happened. Regimes fell. How many important figures were assassinated? Reagan had assassination attempt. John Lennon was assassinated.
The, they tried to assassinate the Pope.
The Pope, the Berlin Wall fell in the 80s as a result of this conjunction. So this is a long-lasting effect. We cannot expect that on the 21st the conjunction is taking place, and in January we will see the great changes happening. This thing has long-lasting effect.
But kings fall down, and we would call like big, whoever's holding the power, they're falling down, and new ones will come. But did you notice something, Krasi? When I looked at the conjunction on the constellations, I saw they're very close between the horns of the goat, and that's an occult sign of Satanism. But it's
Exactly.
of the Antichrist, and it's the goat with the star between its horns. And
Altair 6 degree. I saw the same one.
yeah, it's kind of scary if it's true that the Antichrist can exist. I think that might be the sign that he might come soon.
Well, or this star there from the Eagle constellation, Altair star, is also about clairvoyance. We've spoken many times with you. We were looking at horoscopes of clairvoyant people. They all would have, remember, the very same star. So depends on the vibration. Like we spoke about vibrations, depends. Some will be maybe taken or obsessed or will take the satanic path. Other will be taking the high vibrational path of the Capricorn, because Capricorn can be
the high initiative.
The goldfish can be something really wonderful.
Yeah, it's like you showed example of someone born with that star rising. I have it, but also what's his name? Javier. And I read 20 of his books after he told me. I was like crying. He's amazing soul. So this is a combination that gives either very high level, all high level, but it's initiates either of the black or the white lodges. So they come with a mission. The black lodges want to stop progress of humanity and the forward movement of consciousness, and the white initiates, they want to help people come into their power and into their full potential as a spiritual being. So I believe that both types of leaders and people will come into this world very powerful. The black and white lodges, this is like a sign that these occult powers will be fighting it off in a big way. The next 20 years is the big battle. Guys, if anything comes close to the prophecy in the Bible, this is the next 20 years. Like the revelation of John, if you know what it is the battle of light versus dark, and guess who wins eventually? It's profited that the light forces win, but we're in for the battle first.
Very true. Well, I liked in a way the chart of the moment when they make the exact conjunction, because there is not even one malefic aspect. The aspects were sextile, Swada. You had like the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, or you have Venus in Scorpio. Well, the planets are all fallen actually, but there was no square. It is like, how I see it. It is like the war as we see it is ending, and it's another level of already very karmic structure of events. It is like it will happen as God arranged it, and the war as we see it now, because it is a war time. You see what is going on. Sextile, two sextiles are formed towards Jupiter Saturn. It says it will be kind of, it will be it was one second, I can tell you exactly. I just moved the image. I had it as I was speaking. You have you have Venus, which is forming sextile towards Saturn and Jupiter. Venus is in Scorpio at the moment, fallen, unfortunately. And then you have, well, it is one sextile. And then Mars is just entering his, well, yeah, I was, no, on the 21st, yes, it be sextile. Apologies for this. Yes, and Mars from Pisces is also forming sextile towards Jupiter and Saturn. So you have bisextile, which speaks already about more harmonious development. There will be, There will be changes we will go through for sure, as every time we do. But this time, like, things will be more evident. Now we're living in, most people are living in fears because there is too much secrecy. I think now, after this, the things will be on the surface. We will know what is going to happen.
And I believe also with this occult combination with the star Altair between the horns of the goat, which means occult knowledge, a lot of people will, the intuition will rise so much because these are stars of intuition, and they'll kind of know the truth. It's
And matter of choice. It is matter of choice.
and Altair is also an eagle. That's the other constellation that the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. It is the symbol of the states, the eagle.
Oh,
It was the symbol also of the Roman Empire and the Nazis, but Altair is about power and it's about empowerment. And anyway, sorry.
yes, yes. So just 2 words about on individual level. Of course, since we are all collective consciousness, of course, individually we will also experience this. But how? Now, this really depends first on how Saturn is placed in your horoscope. How Saturn is placed, because he's the main player, he's more powerful because he's in Sidereal Capricorn, so he's the king of his house. So obviously it is very important how Saturn is placed. When people who would have a debilitated detriment Saturn may experience this in more disharmonious way, but eventually it will be positive for everyone. Jupiter, of course, also it's important how Jupiter is placed in your horoscope because he will be the helping hand, but it is of a key importance how, whether you're born in the day, whether you're born at night, and how these two planets are placed. Anyway, everyone will be going through change, and you already, this is important, people maybe should need to remember this summer there was a conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn while they were retrograde, I think mid-May or somewhere. And this wasn't
exactly. It
not
wasn't
exact.
Yeah.
The thing is that it was a sign already. So you would know on your personal level where the things are heading. You would have the sign, or you would have the indication of how things will be furthered for you individually, because they were retrograde. The conjunction was not exact, but it gave some sort of indication. So this is important. Try to remember this summer, which events the summer brought you. Partially, they were result of this not exact conjunction, but still very important. Briefly, before we start speaking about each of the 12 ascendants, the eclipses. Now, this year we had 6 eclipses, super difficult year because 7 is the top of the possible statistically eclipses. We got 6, and this is considered to be hard. And we know, we're not surprising you now with anything. So 6 eclipses. 2 to go. One is happening now in the very last day of November, and it is happening exactly on the knee of Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus in the sky is the healer, Asclepius, and Asclepius is a healer. Well, when eclipse is happening there, and when it is happening in the day, actually I'm talking about the last day of November, but it is important because these 2 eclipses are connected. It is happening on such specific watch, because the Babylonians would divide the days and the nights into watches, but it is happening on such watch that the ancients say it is about healing. Now, take it in a very broad sense, it may bring healing. So the sick will recover according to, because it's happening in the month of Babylonian Kislev. It is happening, so it is about this. Another thing is, it is a very long eclipse. It is about 3 hours, I think, which would say that we may experience the effects for the next 3 years. So this is another thing. And then this eclipse is taken over by
which eclipse is that?
The eclipse now in November, end of November.
Okay, the 30th, the lunar eclipse.
The lunar and the solar is total, obviously very important eclipse. It is happening Again, the same axis, Scorpio, and unfortunately, we were discussing this with Wada. It will have to do with immunizations. So people be very alert because the sky is showing us obviously that we need to be careful. We need to be careful because it is happening in the place where you have the poison of Scorpio, and the poisonous sting of the scorpion is obviously pointing towards some danger. So you need to be very cautious when it comes to immunizations, vaccinations. Listen to your intuition. Consult media which is not the mainstream media in order to be able to take the right decision, because obviously this eclipse is pointing towards poison.
And the
However,
sting of the scorpion means something sharp. That's an injection. That's so just the, and I just want to quickly add in
yeah,
something which is not astrology, but I've been watching people that very evolved couple that calibrate companies and people on the scale of consciousness. And from zero, from 1 to 1,000. 1,000 is enlightenment, Jesus Christ state. One is destruction of humanity, and they did not even know the names of the companies that are doing those vaccines. The person questioning them gave them the names, and they said, I'm not going to give the names so I don't trigger anything. You know who is making the vaccines. There are two big companies. And they were horrified, and they said, we've never seen anything calibrate that low. It's at one, which is destruction of life. And they say, we don't know what it is, but it's created with that purpose. It's not by mistake, because they also calibrated the intention behind it, and it again was destruction of life. And they said this is something demonic almost. But I don't want to scare you. It's just something that I heard and watched. This is the astrological part that we're talking about, is the eclipse on the sting of the scorpion, which tells you be careful about poison. So, and also I've been watching other channelers that say, if you have high vibration, channelers that channel high beings, if you have high vibration and love in your heart, this is not going to affect you. This is not going to reprogram your DNA. Your DNA is protected by that high vibration. But it's not, how do you know if you have high vibration? I don't know. Are you hugging trees all day long or whatever? So I'll be cautious. Watch out what happens within a year of the effects, like Krasi said. So.
yes, because it won't be over with just with this. Let's say, something important also. We need to follow the path of Mars, because Mars is the one who is behind these things. Obviously, he's ruling Scorpio. Mars cycle is 15 months. The next visibility, the next heliacal rise of Mars is also in Scorpio. And this is end of 2021, which would say again in Scorpio. Now, this in 2019, I forgot exactly the month. People can check. I think it was October or November.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mars appeared in Virgo, right? Sidereal. This time it will be his next appearance, because of course, this is his phase. His next appearance will be in Scorpio, and I don't remember well, but the degree was a little bit scary too.
It's
so
in December. It happens December 21.
Yeah.
Sidereal Scorpion. Last time when it became visible was October 2020 in the constellation of Virgo, which is diseases. So that's what
2019, October 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kicked off called pandemic craziness. And now it's in 1 year. So I think this agenda will stay at least for 2-3 years more.
Yes, and the new cycle of Mars is not giving really. See, he's starting a cycle with Mars in Scorpio. Therefore, already people need to be alert with these poisonous things, and just be careful and avoid mainstream media, since the role of the mainstream media is to mislead you. So yes, this is basically about the two eclipses. They're happening on the both will be affecting the axis of Scorpio Taurus. So people who have this axis, it's not scary, because Venus participates in the second eclipse. The Babylonians say when benefic planet participates, she's like taking away the evil. So what is Venus? Love. The high vibration is simply love. So this is our savior, obviously love. This is how I see it. Always when benefic planet is participating in the eclipse, visible, because when invisible, it's another story, and Venus will be visible, it would say there is help and nothing is devastating.
Yeah.
True, yeah, nothing. Indeed,
So
nothing.
just be more cautious if you have to, because many people have to for work to take that. I would say make a prayer to neutralize it. Go into your heart before that. Imagine that it's a healing for you, and kind of turn it into love, transform it into love. If you're going to be taking that, and that is going to maybe neutralize the, if there is anything, that.
Well, don't take it.
But
To be on
some
the
people
safe side,
you
because
know
you see, yeah, but
yeah,
you see,
it's some people are so against it, like my sister-in-law. She's a doctor in Austria, and she has a clinic, and she said they're gonna be forced by law. So she's selling her clinic. She said, I'm not putting this. I've researched vaccines, even the old school vaccines, all my life, and I would never do it. But now with this new type that they have not done enough investigation, she says there is no chance I'm doing. So she's selling her clinic and moving to a village in the mountains. So, but not everyone can do that. Not everyone. And I would say that if you're in your heart, in a high vibration, that Venus energy there, you can, it can get neutralized somehow.
yes, Venus is giving the solution. Yes, I believe so. Yes, so people who have sidereal Taurus or Scorpio on a key position on ascendant, descendant with the moon, this spirit is a bit, wait for another cycle of the moon at least to start. Don't start new important things, because eclipses can be tricky, can sometimes lock our luck. Therefore, just be a little bit patient around these periods. And let's see now, well, and changes will happen. You will see, we will be witnessing already as of January 2021, changes will happen, but we will see and we will know what is happening. We will not live in fears. This is what I believe that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction will give us. We will see before our eyes how politicians will fall, other will come, revolutions, this we will see, like we were
There'll be
discussing.
exposure of the hidden controlling forces. So that's fantastic. It's actually an awakening, spiritual awakening. And I think this psychic star Aldebaran, Altair, that's part of the conjunction, will really open people's eyes. This is clear vision. Aldebaran, like the eagle, he has a clear vision, 100 2020, it can see from miles. And that's exactly what's going to happen on the collective level, on the high vibration. People cannot be deluded anymore, no matter what tricks they're making to keep you in lower consciousness. So there is the good news, guys.
Good news, another interesting thing, Wada, our master being Sadhguru, we are often talking with Wada about him. He has one prayer of gratitude. Thank you, God, for bringing us in this lifetime now to see, to experience this, because obviously he also explains that the souls are waiting in a queue to descend on earth when such events are taking place, because this is amazing spiritual growth opportunity. Now souls are waiting to come in queues.
Oh, a lot of waiting to leave. A lot of us so scared, like, I don't want to be here anymore. And a lot are just like, bring it on. I want to be there
Well,
for the footing.
the high perspective is different. Not we sometimes we do things which are against our soul purpose.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. All right, let's go to the month of December. Yes. So we will be looking from sidereal, but also tropical perspective, which would say, just give me 1 second, which would say that when we're looking at ascendant sidereal Aries, this will be tropical Taurus, if you're following the modern tropical zodiac, this will be valid also for your moon. So when we say Aries, just think approximately for the next zodiacal sign if you're using the modern tropical zodiac. So Ascendant Aries. Now, for people who have Ascendant Aries or modern tropical Taurus, or the moon is there, this interesting conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn is happening on your 10th house. The 10th house, especially if there you have your midheaven, obviously will influence almost every area of your life. You will go through probably career changes, and already maybe you have started with career changes or having totally different perspectives, the way you look at life, the way you look at this reality, because Saturn in the 10th house is since end of January 2020. And the 10th house is related also pretty much to your plans, not only career. Also, what December will mean for you is in the month of December, Venus and Mercury will be on your 8th house. This would enhance your intuition, enhance your interest towards secrecy, occultism, could bring opportunities financial for your partner, maybe more than for you, or financial opportunities through partnerships. Now, again, how exactly Saturn will bring you the changes would depend on your natal Saturn, how your natal Saturn is positioned, whether you're born in the day or in the night. If you have well-placed Saturn, certainly you will benefit a lot from Jupiter and Saturn, which will meet in December. Even this could bring you career growth, financial opportunities, not without a reason. Some ancients call this conjunction royal conjunction, not only because royal figures will come into life, but also because it gives money, simply money. One author is even saying that people who are born with this conjunction would serve the kings. They would have high position in society. So obviously, this conjunction can have very good implication. So yes, this is one thing. In the month of December, another interesting thing is, of course, that until end of December, Mars, your ascendant ruler, will still be on your 12th house. Again, what is this? It is about occultism, desire to be in a self-isolation, desire to do work of empathy, helping others. So your ascendant ruler in the 12th house is something which is could be secretive, could be about spending time in contemplation and enhancing your intuition. So this will be for sure spiritual time for career changes. The whole month of December will not be very quiet, and will be also time for occultism and making money, probably through partnerships. New beginnings, I wouldn't recommend to anyone because of the eclipses. Eclipse in December, eclipse in November. So I'm personally staying away from such activities. And now let's look at Ascendant Taurus Sidereal, or moon in Taurus, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Gemini. The eclipses are taking place on your axis. That's why be a bit careful. These eclipses don't look to be so dramatic because of the nature of the eclipse, like I mentioned in our overview with Wada. But still, it would be appropriate not to do new beginnings, just stay on the safe side. Your ascendant ruler in December will be on your descendant. Actually, this is fine. This will make you give more attention to your romantic life, to your partner. Actually, this is good. For you, the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction will happen on your 9th house. This is brilliant for education, for philosophy, for philosophical studies, for teaching others. Could be very beneficial in terms of your career. Could be beneficial because the 9th house is considered to be in harmony, of course, with your ascendant, as it is trining your ascendant. During the whole month of December, until 26th of December, actually, Mars will be on your 11th house, and there he's a bit unpredictable. This would say that he may afflict a little bit your social circle, can create conflicts. So be a bit cautious with people, with friends, people which share your everyday environment. Also with children, be a little bit cautious with children, attentive towards children. So it will be month for a lot of for knowledge, of course, because of the ninth house so much activated. And this activation of your ninth house through the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction will be important and will give an imprint for the next 20 years. So the knowledge, the spiritual growth that you will get now will be important for your future. Opportunities as well. It is trining the ascendant, so I believe that you will receive good opportunities. And the month December is a little bit tricky, so be a bit cautious. However, I'm sure that you will be well, because the important conjunction is happening on the ninth house and not afflicting. And now I'm looking at ascendant Gemini or moon in Gemini, or if you're looking at tropical astrology, this would be ascendant Cancer or moon in Cancer. Now for you, first of all, until end of December, you may experience some disharmonies career-wise, because Mars, very unpredictable, for a very long time, is staying on your 10th house, which is Pisces, and there he is creating disharmonious environments at your work and career. And this particular aspect of Mars easily can affect your romantic life, yourself, can make you feel in disharmony, can create disturbances. Now, Jupiter and Saturn for you are meeting on your on 21st of December on your 8th house. This will be important for your finances, could be beneficial, could impact, could influence your work, career, because both Jupiter and Saturn are ruling the 10th and the 9th houses. So this will be changing your reality, the way you look at this reality, your philosophical belief system, interest towards education. These things will be shifting, but career-wise as well. This can totally change your career interests. Could be that you really have other career plans which will be shaped throughout the year 2021, not only in December, but this is important. Financially, this will affect you too. Not necessarily bad, could be very positive, but it would depend how your Saturn is placed in your horoscope. Venus in December will be transiting over your 6th house. This is fine. She will bring you health support. She will support your routine environment. But indeed, also for you, the month December is not appropriate for new beginnings due to the eclipses. Other things take the drive of Mars in a very positive direction, like better to give you motivation to create, to work, and this way you'll be able to overcome the disharmonies which Mars otherwise can cause you at your career. Also, when you know about this, you can use your intuition. Just be careful also with superiors. This is only until 27th of December. And now we will be looking at sidereal ascendant Cancer or moon in Cancer, or if you're looking tropically, you would be ascendant Leo. Now, for you, I'm sure that you're already experiencing changes, maybe career-wise, maybe also on personal level. Could be good. The change could be actually positive even. For sure, you are experiencing change already since end of January, beginning of February 2020, since Saturn entered your 7th house. Jupiter is also entering on now on 25th of November, Jupiter will be with Saturn, where he's staying 1 year. This is your 7th house. So there you may go through multiple changes. They could be related to your private life. Could be that now your relationship is being tested. It's like if you go through the challenges now, it could be that your relationship will last and will go on another very good level. Could be the feelings and the emotions could be even deepened after. But you could be that Jupiter and Saturn conjunction put your relationship under test. However, with knowledge, with love, because this is what the role of Venus, you can overcome this with knowledge, applying your intuition. So this could be something positive. Another thing is, of course, that because Jupiter is ruling your 9th house, he's ruling your 6th house, this can start shifting your routine, your philosophical belief system, desires to study. This will be for sure affected. Also, if you're working in an environment which is related to knowledge, education, studies, also your work and career could go through change. In any case, angular position is affected, so your whole life can go through change, most probably in a positive direction, but you will be going through a change. Relationship-wise, career-wise, routine-wise, just many areas of your life will go through change. Another thing is in December, Venus will be passing through your 5th house. Also, the axis of 5th and 11th house says will be where the eclipse will take place. But Venus in the 5th house, in even where she will be, she's fallen, she's in Scorpio, she's not very powerful, but still in the 5th house, she will be in Scorpio. She can be associated with the depth which Scorpio can give. And the 5th house is also about creative knowledge, about creating beauty. So Venus there can give you this. She's not necessarily detriment there. Actually, even when she's an evening star, she has some dignities there. Well, she will be a morning star, but this is another thing. So you can benefit from Venus in the 5th house. She can support your love life and can give you a lot of pleasure when you're working towards creativity, creating beauty. So yes, December could be very interesting, but also for you, avoid new initiatives because of the eclipses. I'm just repeating it to almost everyone. This would be valid for us indeed. And now we'll be looking at ascendant sidereal Leo, or if you're looking from the perspective of the tropical astrology, this will be Virgo or moon in Virgo. So for you, your routine has already started to shift since Saturn entered Capricorn end of January 2020. But now even more, because on 25th of November, Jupiter is joining Saturn. The conjunction will be not exact, but still for 1 year, Jupiter will be on your 6th house. Of course, this will influence a lot your routine work, your everyday work. This will change your job interests. This will make you reorganize your routine. Your everyday schedule will start looking different. Another thing is because Jupiter is ruling also your 8th house, your 5th house. This can involve interests in, again, also for you, creating beauty, becoming very creative, coming up with new ideas, coming up with new desires. This can work also on your intuition very powerfully, because Jupiter is ruling the secretive 8th house, which is about depth, researching the occult, researching secrecy. But I see this as a good conjunction happening in your 6th house. I personally experience it in a very interesting way. It can make you very extremely busy with more and more plans, and new plans can come up. The eclipse will be taking place on 10th and 4th houses. And if this happens to be on midheaven, lower meridian, this can afflict you a little bit, your job too. Therefore, also for you, no new beginnings. Wait until the next new moon appears, until these energies at least are clear out a little bit. Um, Mars, the whole month of December, will be on your 8th house for people with Ascendant Leo, which can create some disturbances related to finances, not giving opportunities for finances, but disturbances would say can make you too impulsive, or the money of your partner can appear in an unpredictable way, or his decisions related to finances can appear in an unpredictable way. That's why money disturbances are expected, but still the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on your 6th house should be something good, which would change your routine in a positive way. Now we'll be looking at Ascendant Virgo or Moon in Virgo, or this will be Tropical Libra. For you in December, your Ascendant ruler Mercury will be passing through your 3rd house in Sidereal Virgo. He will be invisible though, but still, Sidereal Virgo, excuse me, Scorpio, in Scorpio, 3rd house Scorpio. So Mercury will be in your 3rd house in the depth of the Scorpion. So obviously this is exactly what Mercury will bring you. Research, researching the occult, secrecy, interest to enhance your intuition, to study, to know, interest maybe to fix or work out relationships with siblings, a lot of 3rd house activities and interests. In the same moment, Venus will also be there, and this will bring you, when Venus and Mercury are together, this is brilliant when it comes to speech, writing, creating, creativity in general. During the whole month of December until 26th of December, including, Mars will be on your 7th house in Pisces, very unpredictable. This would say that you may need to be patient, loving, intuitive with your partner, with partnerships in general. To negotiate is very inappropriate with this, to negotiate in general, business-wise, with this Martial transit on your 7th house. This indeed is very, could be very disturbing in a way, because Mars in Pisces can be very unpredictable. No one will know what Mars can come up while in Pisces. So just be loving, patient. This is only until 26th of December. After that, Mars enters his own kingdom, which will be your 8th house, but there he won't be that disharmonious. The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction for you will take place on your 5th house. Already from the beginning of December, you will start experiencing this. And I see this as a positive conjunction for you, because it will be trine in your ascendant to give you, could be that because the 5th house is related to gains, could be that this gives you interesting financial opportunities. Could be that because Jupiter is ruling the 4th house, could be that this bring you relocation or rearrangement of your house or working from home, or could be that this changes your home, and also the way you make money due to the nature of these houses. This would also be shaping your social circle. Some people that you would name friends, you would see as not friends, and other new friends who appear in your life. So this is something very, very nice. Just during the month of December, be a little bit patient, cautious with your partner and with partnerships in general. And now we'll be looking at Ascendant Libra or Moon in Libra Sidereal, or if you're looking from the point of view of the tropical astrology, this will be Ascendant Scorpio. Now, for another week, Venus is on your ascendant, which is beautiful. And then in almost until end of December, Venus will be on your 2nd house. She will make you a bit driven and creative when it comes to finances, because Venus and Mercury both will be on your second house. Um, the eclipses are also going to take place on the axis of your second and eighth houses. That's why be a bit cautious when it comes to finances, new initiatives. Venus remains visible, your ascendant ruler during the eclipses, so this is positive, and this will be a saving hand for sure. Mars until end of December will be on your sixth house, which would say stay away from conflicts, be a little bit alert, intuitive when it comes to people who surround you, subordinates, people that share your routine environment. Be cautious for your health, stay away from conflicts is the most important thing. The Jupiter and Saturn conjunction is happening in your fourth house. This could bring you for sure spiritual awakening because Jupiter is ruling the third. This would bring you absolutely another vision of the world, to another perspective of the way you look at the way you understand philosophies, new educational interests, improving relationships with siblings. This can also bring changes in your house, relocation, rearrangement of the home, very much. This can influence your work, change work and career, many areas, because it is happening on your fourth house. And if this happens to be an important mid-heaven low meridian axis, for sure this will influence many areas of your life. Even if the process is not very harmonious, the end result will be harmonious for sure. Also for you, the month of December, because of the eclipses, I would say be cautious, don't start new initiatives, wait until at least the new moon is showing up. And now we're looking at Ascendant Scorpio or Moon in Scorpio Sidereal, or if you're looking at the modern tropical astrology, this will be Ascendant Sagittarius. Like I mentioned, the eclipse in December, but also in November, and the other eclipses of this year, half of them are happening on your axis. For sure, this is bringing changes. Therefore, around eclipses, be a little bit cautious, especially because it is happening on your ascendant. No drama, but because Venus will be there and she will be a major saving hand, but oftentimes when eclipse is happening on ascendant, the luck is temporarily blocked. So we may need to be a little bit cautious, at least until the next new moon is showing up. So just be a little bit patient. The Venus will be on your ascendant, so this will be amazing saving hand. In the very same moment, Jupiter and Saturn conjunction will be happening on your third house, very beneficial. This is aspecting harmoniously your ascendant, your descendant, and changes will be happening related to your spiritual awakening, many areas of your life, because Saturn is ruling both your third house, your fourth house. So this could easily bring you relocation, rearrangement of your home business, interest in other business, totally changing your career desires, career interests. Jupiter is ruling the fifth house, so this can bring interesting creative education. This can unlock interest in creativity and talents. Like I just even had such reading. One lady told me, suddenly with this placement of Jupiter and Saturn, I started drawing. Isn't this beautiful? So you can see unlocking of talents is also very, very possible. In any case, many areas of your life will be influenced by this. Embrace it. This particular conjunction will be aspecting harmoniously your ascendant, also your descendant. I forgot to mention about the eclipse happening on the axis of ascendant, descendant. Be cautious and patient and loving with your partner. It will be, and because Mars until end of December is transiting over your fifth house, be attentive with children. Now we're looking at Ascendant Sagittarius or Moon in Sagittarius, or if you're looking from the modern tropical astrology system, this will be Ascendant Capricorn. Now for you, your ascendant ruler is leaving now on 25th of November, your ascendant to enter your second house. Very important change. You will start experience. You already almost immediately will feel these energies. Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, especially if well placed in your horoscope, in your second house, can bring you multiple financial opportunities and financial luck, changes of the way you're making your money, can totally change your interests. Jupiter and Saturn are ruling as well your third and fourth houses. So these three areas, the areas of education, spiritual awareness, the home, all these can be influenced a lot. Like you will have your perspective shifting, interest shifting. Could be that you desire with this to change your work and home. All this may be going through a change because the planets rule these houses. In addition, you already have Saturn since end of January on your second house, and for sure the financial changes has already started. But now the process will be more intense, and maybe you will get new opportunities. In December, yes, the whole month of December, Mars will be on your fourth house until 26th of December. With this, he can bring these harmonies both career-wise and also home. But if you know about that, and if you're prepared, if you're cautious, very intuitive and very diplomatic, this will pass harmoniously and you will not feel about any disharmonies. So also for you this month, because of the eclipses, the month is not appropriate for new initiatives. Just be cautious, wait for the next new moon to appear. In any case, you're going through changes, and I believe they will be mainly financial and most probably positive. Now we're looking at Ascendant Capricorn, Sidereal or Moon in Capricorn, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Aquarius. For you, you are the most interesting sign. All attention goes to Capricorn because the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction sidereally is happening in Capricorn. I know that tropically to be in Aquarius weather, right? The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Yes,
Yeah, but the first 0-degree at Aquarius.
0-degree Aquarius. Well, this is really, my God, ominous even in a good way, hopefully.
Good omen. Good omen.
Yes, yes.
The
Yeah,
age
well,
of
yeah, here is happening on your ascendant, like what I was telling you in the star Altair, which would work if you vibrate really appropriately high. This can work in your benefit when it comes to unlocking mediumship or clairvoyance or qualities that you probably have, because people who have Capricorn ascendant are actually very, very deeply intuitive. I think that it's wrong always to think that Cancer is very intuitive and Pisces. Actually, Capricorn is absolutely, they have deep and steady and heavy intuition. Well, this can be unlocked further very much if you, of course, benefit appropriately from this, properly from this conjunction. Changes have already started. End of January 2020. The other portion of changes you probably experienced with the wide conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in the summer, and you had some indication where the things are heading. But now the change will be furthered personally, most probably financially, professionally, because Saturn is ruling also your second house. Jupiter is ruling your 12th house and the third house. So obviously this will be opening your consciousness, opening the interest in different knowledge, studies, this can touch almost on every level of your life, because this is your ascendant and this is the house of life. This is you. So your perspective will be changing with this. Your professional interest, your finances. Could be that you look at your partner even through different eyes. So I believe this will be major changes for people with Ascendant Capricorn. Positive, I believe, because you are Saturn, right? You're ruled by Capricorn. So even if you go through this harmonious process, because Saturn is not the soft planet of Venus, the end result will be in your benefit. For this, I'm sure about. In December, now for a week or so more, and after that, until mid-December, Venus will be on your 11th house. This will be good for your finances, but also the eclipses will be taking place on your 11th house. I don't think that these eclipses are so malefic, because a beautiful planet is participating there, but they will bring changes again financially. They can change your social circle, the people that are your friends. So the change will go on many, many levels. Also, you be cautious. Wait for December to pass if you want new beginnings. At least after December, you will have clear vision of where the things are heading. And now let's look at Ascendant Aquarius, or Moon in Aquarius, or Sidereal, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Pisces. Your ascendant ruler Saturn is on your 12th house. There he will stay until 2023, which is a chance for you to deepen your spiritual knowledge, occultistic knowledge, to work in favor of others, like doing empathic job because of the nature of the 12th house. Learning to meditate, for example, or other spiritual practices. And now when Jupiter will leave your 11th house on the 25th of November and will enter your 12th house, this process will be even deepened, like your interests in the occult, in visiting temples, in self-isolation, in researching the secret will be furthered for sure. Your financial interest may change as well, because Jupiter is ruling your 2nd house too, and 11th house, which is the house of the gain. So you also may go through multiple changes, because Saturn is your traditional ascendant ruler. And also the eclipses will be happening on your 10th, 4th houses, axis. This may influence your work, may bring changes, but changes will happen also due to the position of Jupiter and Saturn on your 12th house. They may be related personally, on you personally, on the way you perceive the reality. Your interests will be shifting, financial interests as well, and career too, because of the eclipses, but I'm sure that this is already a fact. However, during this 1 year of Jupiter on your 12th house, you may have also opportunities for healing. You will be knowing a lot in relation to healing. Also, you may have opportunity to win over enemies. This is a powerful conjunction for you too. And yes, December is not appropriate for new beginnings also for you. And let's finish now with Pisces. Also important for you, because your ascendant ruler Jupiter, who was 1 year on your 10th house, on the 25th of December is moving away, enters your 11th house, and will be creating harmonious aspect to your ascendant Jupiter and Saturn on your 11th house. Financial opportunity.
Just that this is Aries tropically.
Oh, excuse me. Yes,
Yeah.
forgot to mention. Yeah, tropical Aries. Yes, indeed. Yes, so Jupiter Saturn on your 11th house could bring you multiple financial opportunities. This is benefic house for you. This is the house of the good spirit. So I believe Jupiter and Saturn there could be very interesting. Will give you career opportunities, financial opportunities. So this is fine. This is also interesting because until 26th of December, Mars is on your ascendant. This is not very harmonious, you know, and you may need to be a bit cautious. patient. This can influence your decisions, can make you a bit too impulsive, can make you a bit too emotional and acting unpredictably. Therefore, be patient and loving with your partner, because Mars on your ascendant is directly affecting your romantic life. So this is important. The eclipses are happening on the axis of ninth, third houses. Actually, this can be interesting, can give you can give you can be a portal for new knowledge, new philosophical knowledge, can shift and shape a little bit your belief system. So I do think that this is axis is not afflicted by the eclipses, but could be an opportunity. So in summary for you, just be patient with your partner. Don't get involved into risky situations until end of December. And I do think that the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction on your 11th house will be something good, which for sure will influence your career, finances, and your social circle. And that I'm finishing here, Wada. Yes, thank you.
So much, Krasi. These are amazing, these predictions. I hope we didn't scare the people with the intro. Someone saying it's so negative. Sorry. Sorry if you did, but you saw the personal predictions are so amazing. And it's always when you do like a collective for the whole world, always you have to take into mention the lowest possible, because humanity on general, when you mesh all of our vibrations, is a bit lower than individually, because we have so many people that are starving and dying daily, that are dying for lack of knowledge or hygiene or lack of food even. So the law collectively for the world, we tend, when we do predictions, to say usually what is the worst that can happen, and the possible good as well. But individually, you see, especially people that come and watch those videos, you're already on the path of self-work and self-growth and self-consciousness. So individually, you see, you can always manifest the way higher possibility of a combination. So
And knowledge is power. When you know, you really know what to do. And also to sugarcoat, other people don't like this. I noticed that people really like to hear the truth. We are all hungry to hear the truth now. We want to know the truth. So I do think that with knowledge you can do a lot. The prayers are changing so much. The prayers, let us remind as a conclusion this story. We spoke it, I think 2-3 months ago. The master being Sagdun, who was walking and who saw this beautiful aura around one building. It was a blue aura, and he said this aura is so beautiful because someone in this house is praying.
wow. Beautiful.
We
This
spoke,
beautiful
but I would
story.
love to repeat it because it's really beautiful.
It is a beautiful story. Thank you, Krasi. And I will see you again soon.
Pleasure.
Have a
Okay.
great day. Bye bye. Thank you,
Bye
everyone,
bye.
for joining us
Thank
on
you. Thank you.
live.